dun. Da 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 dun. Da 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 dun. Da 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 dun. Dun. Da da dun 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 dun. Da da dun 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 dun. Da da dun 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 dun. I don't know what I'm doing. Welcome to episode 29 of the Trey Smith Perspective, you beautiful, beautiful people. Man, oh man, loaded episode for the first time in a while, man. I am excited to get into it. Whole bunch of shit to talk about. Whole bunch of announcements. First of all, I would like to say shout out to the Spotify listenership, Podbean listenership, YouTube viewership, all you beautiful, beautiful, beautiful faces or ear holes that absorb me at any point throughout the day. That sounded gross. Moving on. Next. This will be the final episode of the Trey Smith Perspective for this year. I mentioned before, probably will be taking a break until January 9th, somewhere around there. Continued date to come out will probably be Sundays. All that. But yeah, would just like to be able to kind of correct some things. And maybe we'll talk about those on the other side of this thing. Next thing. In case I forget to do it on the outro of this pod, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year. All that good holiday jazz. Sorry, I heard a fucking, dragon outside of the fucking house. I thought it was thought I was about to get fucking set aflame, dude. Holy shit. Nah, just some dude in a fucking dumbass truck 90 feet off the ground going... Brrr. Why? What's the... Somebody tell me the appeal. Somebody explain the appeal to me. I don't understand the appeal of my car being fucking 250 feet tall and as loud as a dinosaur. What's the point, dude? Who does that make feel special? Who does that impress? What does that do? If there's car shows or certain events where that's prominent and you go to show that off or there's appeal to it or whatever, that's cool. Again, let me know. I don't know. First of all, I don't know why I said first of all. Again, though, don't understand the appeal. Don't understand the appeal. Just explain the appeal to me and we'll be cool. Your car is annoying as fuck. Or excuse me, your truck's annoying as fuck. It's loud as shit. I don't like it. Nobody else likes it. I guess there's some girls that like it. There's those fucking... Well, you got the girls on Instagram that fucking... They'll take the picture in a bikini, sitting on their boyfriend's truck, on the wheel, just the country girl washing a truck, washing a country truck or some shit. You know what I'm talking about. That dumb fucking... What is that? You like trucks that much, huh? What's the appeal? Tell me. Random noises. Leo Beans is in Pod Studios again. The dog is in the living room. He hates the dogs, so he hides in here with me whenever they're allowed to peruse the house. Shut up! You will not interrupt the last pod of the year. And he's probably going to several times. I can already tell because he is looking extremely ornery. Just fucking with everything. That's already the second interruption. And we're not even 5 minutes into this thing. We had the fucking dragon flying down the street. And now we got this dude. Whatever. I'm on a no edit thing lately either. I didn't edit my last pod. I don't think I edited the pod before that either. We're on a no edit zone. Haven't said anything overly stupid yet, so maybe we'll keep it that way. Knock it! I cannot. Sweet baby Lord Jeebus. You gots to stop. Anyway, let's fucking get into it. Let's fucking get into it. I said last week that I would compile my top 3 albums of 2021, bring them in here, give them to you, listen to several other albums, whatever. Yeah, we're getting into music, by the way. I didn't realize how many good albums came out this year. So what I'm going to do is look at the list that I have. I still might miss some, obviously. I'm going to look at the list that I have. I'm going to give 5 albums, no specific genre, no specific artistry, none of that shit. My 5 favorite albums of this year, as I see them, as I scroll through the list, and then I'm going to give you 5 other ones as I see them as you scroll through the list, as I scroll through the list that you should definitely check out. So, in no particular order, the top 5 albums of the year. As we scroll through here, let me get out of that list and go over to this list. Okay. Call Me If You Get Lost by Tyler, the Creator. Is in the top 5. Certified Lover Boy by Drake in the top 5. Life of a Dawn by Don Toliver is in the top 5. Sorry about the space. There is I'm weighing decisions in my head. Moon Boy by Young Blach is in the top 5. That's 4 so far. And you know what? I'm going to throw it in there. The Off Season by J. Cole. Top 5 best albums of the year right there for me. Next, 5 that you should definitely check out that as I was scrolling through this list was really hard for me to fucking leave out. The Plugs I Met 2, Harry Fraud, Voice of the Heroes, Lil Durk, Forlorn 2 by Wale, King's Disease 2 by Nas, You See For Yourself, IDK. That's 5 already, but I'm going to keep going. The House is Burning by Isaiah Rashad, Donda by Kanye West, Culture 3 by Migos was fantastic. Bo Jackson by The Alchemist, Montero, Lil Nas X. We haven't even really gotten into the R&B shit. Silk Sonic, An Evening with Silk Sonic. Doja Cat put out a great album this year and Planet Her. Still Over It by Summer Walker. You know what? Take J. Cole out of there, put Summer Walker in there. Yeah, put Still Over It is in my top 5 for the year. Hotels by Jasmine Sullivan. I think I mentioned that already. Amuse and Her Feelings by Division was a fucking great album. I forgot it even came out this year. I think it came out in January or February. Temporary Highs and Violet Skies by Snow Allegra. Great album. Obviously 30 by Adele. Overgrown, Joyce Rice. Homegrown by Van Jess. Mother by Cleo Soul. Table for Two, Lucky Day. So much good music. So many good. Check out any of those albums I named. You should have been writing them down as I was saying them. They all came out this year. All fantastic. Aura 3 by LA. Another good one. Check them all out. Now, I suppose we can get into some new tunes while we're in music here. I'm like all over the place. These animals completely knocked me off my pivot before I started this pod. I was ready in my head. Like, there was a little pre-production meeting in my head. I was ready to dive in and do certain things, and then all of a sudden, the dog starts acting like he's on fucking crack cocaine. The cat wakes up. I think he's going to be peaceful. He lays down, sleeps for 2.5 minutes, wakes up, and now all of a sudden, Nightmare on Elm Street in my goddamn bedroom, slicing up everything. New music. The Ross album. Richer Than I Ever Been. Good project. Good Ross project. Not my favorite Ross project, obviously. I feel like it came in real hard. Real hard with them first 3 tracks especially. Lil Havana, The Pulitzer, Rapper Estates with Benny the Butcher. Those are the albums I listened to last week. Or those are the songs on the album I listened to last week during a little Punch-Out break just to get a feel for it. It never got much higher than that, though. Like, throughout the project. There were some good songs. I liked Imperial High. I felt like Hella Smoke was weird to be the last song on the album. I didn't really like that. Wiggle was alright, but again, kind of weird. Outlaws with Jasmine Sullivan and 21 Savage was really good. I enjoyed that one a lot. But other than that, Warm Words in a Cold World was... I thought Wale and Future ate on that, but I didn't really like what Ross did on it. Yeah, just kind of all over the place for me for a Ross project, but still pretty good. Those first 3 songs are probably my favorite. Those are probably the only 3 I'll kind of go back to consistently, but good Ross project. all in all, Juice World I did not get to. I will get to that at some point. Maybe I'll touch on it whenever we return. But like, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not banking on that. I never made it to the Juice World project. My apologies if you were looking for that from me, but I probably 100% certain that you were not. Tory Lanez. Alone at the Prom. I'm kind of torn on this project, but it was getting a lot of love, I feel like, on social media. And there's a lot of good music on here. Like, I don't want to say a lot of good music because it's only 11 songs and 30-some minutes altogether, but there's some good songs on here. I really like The Color Violet. Enchanted Waterfall I thought was really good. Lady of Namek. 87 Stingray. Like, I like the vibe of this album. This is my favorite kind of Tory, when he's singing he's in his singing bag. But the whole time I'm listening to it, I can't stop thinking, like, holy fuck knuckles, this is a fucking After Hours knockoff if I've ever heard one. Done really, 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 really well. But it just kept taking me back to After Hours. Be it he smoked this, but again, that connect was there. He didn't make it his own enough, I feel like. Be it The Weeknd doesn't fucking own 80 cents and fucking trying to make that timeless music that doesn't sound like it's from any like recent year. The Weeknd doesn't fucking own that. But like, I don't know what it was about this album that just kept taking me there. Again, enjoyed it. It was good. I feel like if he was going to come off that fucking, I'm not even going to touch it, the alleged shit he did with Meg, this is the kind of album that he should probably come with. I enjoyed it. But for the gripes I stated, I don't think it could have made any of the honorable mentions or the top 5 that I went through earlier. Roddy Ricch put out an album as well. This shit all, like, I hate when, like, I don't look, and it's always how it goes, right? I don't look at the new releases for one day. One day. I look for 5 days in a row. There's, like, one fucking single. I don't look for 5 days, or I look for 5 days. I don't look for one day. Roddy Ricch album. New album here, another album there. Oh, you missed this A Boogie album that we didn't tell you about, but it's there too. Oh yeah, Tory Lanez dropped. We didn't tell you. There's a black 6-pack or a black 2-pack. Burna Boy put out something. There's a little Dirk Morgan Wallen thing that you should probably. We're gonna fucking get into that. Actually, no, we're not. Let me just dead the little Dirk Morgan Wallen thing right now before we even get into the Roddy Ricch album. I could describe the Morgan Wallen Lil Durk song in 3 words. Hell fucking nah. Actually, 4 words. Hell fucking nah, dude. The Roddy Ricch album. Live Fast, Live Life Fast. I'm gonna be honest, I did not like the first half of this album. It like was boring me to fucking sleep. I was driving to the gym. I was like, I didn't listen to the Roddy Ricch album yet. Let me throw it on. And for the up until, I mean, I liked Thailand, but it felt like he was mixed weird. Like he was under. Again, I'm not an engineer. I'm not gonna pretend I really know all the musical linguistics that goes into fucking making music and all the lingo and shit. But it felt like he was just mixed low. Like he was coming in. Like, his voice was coming in, like, under the beat. It was weird. Like, he felt like he was, like, being, I don't know. It just sounded off to me. I don't know if you feel the same, but it sounded off to me when I was listening to it. Still good, but I kept thinking, like, this is weird. Why is he so, like, under the snare? It's weird. Whatever. All Good with Future, Roller Coasting. Hibachi with Kodak Black and 21 Savage was all right. Again, these songs were just all right to me. Just, like, super, like, whatever. And then we got to the Jamie Foxx song, No Way. Actually, let's not cap. Right after it was Slow It Down. And then Because Slow It Down with Ty Dolla $ign and Alex Isley, that's 50 seconds of my bag. That literally, like, switched my whole opinion on this album. That could be why I liked this whole, like, back nine. The whole, like, back nine of this album I loved. But the front, I did not at all. But put a little Ty Dolla $ign and Alex Isley in there, you'll switch my opinion real fast for whatever you played after that. I might have just made that discovery about myself, but regardless of the fact, I enjoyed the back half of this album a lot. The first half did not. Overall, you give me 8 or 9 songs on an album that I like, I think it's a successful album. So, good album by Roddy Ricch. The Aaliyah The Weeknd single. I don't know if I should call it a single, but it's an Aaliyah Weeknd song. I didn't really like it. It was just all right. Came and went. I listened to it, came and went. Didn't really grab me like I thought like a song with fucking Aaliyah vocals on it with The Weeknd should. Just kind of felt like if there's an Aaliyah vault somewhere, there has to be something better in it than that. And be it Aaliyah doesn't have anything bad. This was still great, but like it just wasn't. It was all right. It was all right. The Black 2-pack. Black put out a 2-pack, and I was real happy to see it because I haven't heard from him in I feel like a long time. He's been on a couple singles, but other than that, I feel like he hasn't put out much music since he put out that EP during while COVID was going on. And I thought he had like an album ready to go at that point. Rent Free and By Any Means. I definitely like By Any Means. For sure. Rent Free just sounds like he made it in 5 minutes and was like, yo, I ain't put anything out in a minute. I got this other song. Let me just throw something on and make it a 2-pack. It's kind of what that one felt like to me. But I like By Any Means. If this means he's got something coming soon, I'm all for it. If he doesn't put these on that project, again, I'm all for it. But just good to hear from him. Not much to get into, just a 2-pack. Burna Boy and Wizkid put out a song, one single. That I enjoy it. I always like when Burna Boy pops up. I think I mentioned the A Boogie song, or the A Boogie album. 7 songs. I kind of like the Ross album. I feel like it came in real strong and then didn't really hold that, but still a good project. It's only 7 songs. There's 2 or 3 on there I like. I like the intro. I like Glasses. A Boogie in his bag, per usual. Definitely check it out if you're an A Boogie fan. I gave you my 4 words for the Morgan Wallen, Lil Durk fucking, in my opinion, catastrophe that was that song. I listened to like a minute and a half of it. Wasn't having it. That's really it as far as music goes, man. What do we got about 15, 20 minutes on music there. Just start, that ain't bad. Definitely check out any of those albums I named earlier. If you've been following along with the pod throughout the year, you would have already probably heard some of those. But revisit them. Still great pods, or still great albums. Still a lot of good artists in there that not a lot of people know about. Yeah, dude. Can we get into Spider-Man yet? Is it almost that time? It's almost that time? No, it is not that time. I did want to come on here and fucking scorch earth at Spotify again, dude, because I am so done with the shuffle. I have 2,087 songs in my liked songs thing. Now, not a lot of people do that. Not a lot of people will just hit shuffle in a collection of 2,000 some songs, because who knows what vibe's coming after what vibe. But you could probably kind of guess if you're using Spotify, because as I mentioned, I think 10 fucking episodes ago, they don't shuffle at all. They pick 12 songs, and you'll hear those songs forever. I can guarantee at some point, if I listen to music for 2 hours a day, I can guarantee at some point, what's next is going to come on that fucking shuffle. My top songs, first of all, my Spotify Wrapped, I felt like for the most part was accurate in terms of top 5 artists, but my top 5 songs were fucked. My Wrapped playlist was fucked because it's all shuffle algorithm bullshit. There were songs in there that come on every day that I skip every fucking day, but they just keep coming on. If I hear What's Next one more goddamn time, and I like that song, dude. Hey, I like that song, but every fucking day. And I'm at work, so half the time I end up listening to at least half of it. Because I can't just I can't just pull my phone out and change every fucking song that comes on. Sometimes I gotta ride with a couple that I don't like. Or that I have heard 45,000 times. Juicy Booty by Chris Brown. Why is that coming on every other goddamn second? I don't need it. There are 2,000. How about some of the songs that I just added? I shit my pants whenever I hit shuffle and then a song that I added in like the last 3 weeks plays at all. Or one that I've added years ago plays. It's always in like a middle ground of songs that you added like 6 months ago to like a year. Well, pardon you. Pardon the fuck out of you. Fucking rude. The hell was that? If you would get along with the dogs, you wouldn't be in here while I'm in here. Yell at me that way. Oh, my Lord, the attitude. I don't know if y'all can hear this, but I'm catching some fucking serious toot over here, and I don't appreciate it. Unreal. You think you know a guy. Hey, what was I doing? I forget. Oh, yeah, Spotify. Stop fucking playing What's Next, dude. I'm sick of hearing it. Now, what's next? My memory's fucking awful when it comes to trying to keep track. I always think, like, all right, maybe I should get, like, a whiteboard or something, or, like, actually do, like, a pre-production type thing so I could lay out, like, bullet points. Bang, hit this, hit this, hit this, hit this. And then I'm like, nah, dude, keep it all in-house, in my head. I got it. And then I'm in here and I'm recording, and I'm like, what the fuck? What did I want to talk about? I want to talk about something last week, this week, tomorrow. Did we talk about this already? That happens on Football Talk a lot with Matt and myself. Like, we completely blanked on if we've discussed Demarius Thomas. I haven't gone back and checked, so I still don't know. I've been debating with myself for days. Did we know? Did we discuss it? I don't know. I'm besides myself. But, hey, you gotta pardon the fucking memory lapses from time to time, all right? Matt streams multiple times a week, has all types of content he creates. I, of course, have the pod. I have Football Talk. I work in a environment where there's a lot of water cooler talk. A lot of the times my whole pod is done throughout the week to multiple people that I work with, and then y'all get like the reiterated garbage trash because I'm in conversation about whether it be sports, topics of the day, movies, TV, shit like that. I'm in conversation all day with like whether it be customers, coworkers, whatever. So like a lot of words come and a lot of words go, and I forget a lot of shit. Sometimes it's fucking sensory or input overload, whatever you want to call it, and I forget shit, whatever. Bite me. Man, oh man, oh man. It's almost Christmas, dude. It's almost Christmas. Hope you guys are done with your shopping. Hope that all went well. It's fucking madness. Any store I went into Marshall's just to see, like, because Marshall's is one of them stores you go in, you know, you see some obscure shit that would be $50 elsewhere. You see it for $12. You're like, word. Or you see like a $70 jacket for $25, and you're like, hey, cool beanses. Frosty Pintos, bro. I walked in there, bro. The line was like 80 people deep. It was from the front of Marshall's to the back of Marshall's. And I was like, not happening, bro. Not fucking happening. I walk out of Marshall's, and I walk into another store that's kind of like pseudo Marshall's. It's fucking Ross. It's kind of the same deal. Walked over there. They have those buggies where like they got the fucking like big antennas on them. And you could just, all you see is those, like, from around the front of the fucking line, wrapping around all the way down the fucking store, clear to the back by the fucking, like, dressing rooms. Just a line of big, tall blue antennas. Just fucking as far as the eye could see. I turn right around and walk right the fuck out. Nope. But there's a couple times during the year you gotta walk in and you gotta stand in those lines for fucking 35 minutes. Wish you got fast passes or something. Like, hey, I put it in. I ordered online. I said that I'd be here at 3:45. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to cut in front of you to go to the express lane. That would be dope. But I'd be furious if I was standing in line for 25 minutes and some dude walked in, grabbed like a shirt and a pillow off the shelf, and then walked right in front of me in 2 seconds, and was like, "Cha!" and just checked out and left. It's almost Festivus. Festivus for the rest of us. I got a lot of problems with you people, and you're gonna hear about it. Can't wait for the feats of strength. I'm gonna wrestle my 70-year-old grandfather to the grind with his oxygen fucking bag. No mercy, old man. It's coming. Feats of strength don't show no mercy for nobody. Merry Festivus. Horrible. It's in my notes. It says Festivus for the rest of us. I'm gonna wrestle my grandfather to the grind. No, he can't breathe too good. I shouldn't do that. No, I shouldn't do that. Shouldn't do that. Anyway, fuck it. That's enough fucking dilly-dallying. That's enough beating around the bush, eating around the tush. Time to dive into the puss. Let's fucking get into this shit, okay? That was a little vulgar, but whatever. It's time, dudes. It's time. No way home time. And there's no way back after I've seen this shit. It's amazing. You know how we do here. I'm going to spoil this fucking shit, okay? That's just a warning. I will put a timestamp in the description of when the spoilers start, and then when the spoilers conclude. That will be in the description somewhere. Let's get into this shit, dude. You know how we do first. I'm just going to give you a quick how I feel about normally I'll give you like a spoiler-free once-over, and then like how I think about it, then get into spoilers. I'm not even going to waste time with that because I just want to talk about the shit I want to talk about. 9 out of 10. Solid 9 out of 10. If you like Spider-Man at all, go see this shit. If you like superhero movies at all, go see this shit. If you like Tom Holland, go see this shit. Zendaya, go see this shit. They both kill it. Okay? They both kill it. Willem Dafoe, Alfred Molina, killed it. Nobody was bad in this movie. Go see this shit, for sure. Now, that that's over with, let's get into it. Spider-Man Far From Home, or No Way Home, excuse me. They all have home in them. Let me walk you through my No Way Home viewing experience. This is how I ended up seeing No Way Home. And it was not how I originally intended to see it. I wanted to avoid all spoilers, see it maybe Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. One of those 3 days in theaters, see it, do the pod, yada, yada, yada. Wednesday morning, before the fucking movie even had come out, I opened YouTube. Now, we're in the spoiler section again, mind you. If you don't want to be here, get the fuck out of here, because I'm talking about some shit. Wednesday morning, I open the fucking YouTube, like I do every morning, because I'm going to check either sports news, a random video or two before I go to work. YouTube's the go-to before I go to work, because I'm normally up 30, 40 minutes before I got to go. I can kill about 15 minutes just kind of trying to wake my eyes up with, like, any type of video, be it a news clip, sports clip, PewDiePie clip, whatever, you name it, dude. I got beans, greens, but anyway, I open YouTube. Right there on my fucking recommended screen. Second video in. Tobey Maguire's face. Tobey Maguire's face, Spider-Man suit on, dead-ass serious look. Clearly, this snapshot is from No Way Home. He's got his arm up. It seems like he's holding something. Clearly, I'm going to watch this clip now. Because now I know Tobey's in No Way Home, and they're paying homage in some way. The first bit of this movie that I even saw was the 1.5-minute clip where Tom picks up the glider and he's about to stab Norman in the fucking face with it, okay? And Tobey Maguire stops it. And then he puts it down. Tobey gives him that look. He gets stabbed, falls over, clip ends. That's how my fucking morning started, the day before No Way Home even came out. Tobey Maguire Spider-Man makes an awesome save, gets stabbed, falls over, clip ends. That's the only 1.5 minutes I have of this right now. Now I'm like, I'm scouring YouTube for the whole, like all of the, now I'm looking for all the clips, all the leaks, all the fucking, I'm looking for all the shit. YouTube had like the whole last 30 minutes. So I go to work like hype as fuck because I've seen this, I've been spoiled, completely spoiled, but I'm kind of hype. I go to work, hype as shit. Kind of like slightly irritated because I've been spoiled, but like how could I be really in a bad mood, dude? How could I let it affect me? The boys are back. Okay? The boys are fucking back. Toby's back, Andrew's back, and they both killed it. Fast forward to Thursday night. I'm perusing through Facebook. There's a fucking whole movie live stream on Facebook. Surprisingly high quality. Surprisingly high quality leak. This movie theater was not on his P's and Q's. This is a surprisingly high quality leak coming out of this fucking Facebook live streaming thing. Whatever. I laid down in my bed, put my phone on my belly, watched the whole goddamn thing. The aspect ratio is shit, but I still saw the whole fucking movie. It was awesome. And that was going to be it. That was going to be the only time I viewed it. And then my buddy Benny, who I bring up on here a lot, says his lady didn't want to go see it for whatever reason. You want to go see it? I said, you know what? He asked me if I wanted to go see it at 10 p.m. in Robinson. I said, you know what? It's a little late. If you want to go see like an early afternoon showing or whatever, I'm all for it. Went up 4:45 the other night, saw it. Even better in theaters. Even better in IMAX. Obviously, it's better in IMAX. All movies are fucking that are shot for IMAX are better in IMAX. You get the whole fucking aspect ratio, the whole view. Like everything is, the whole picture is better. Our theater that we were in did have one, like it wasn't big and it wasn't even really noticeable. I didn't notice it till like the last 40 minutes of the movie, but there was like a black burn mark in the top left corner of the screen. And I couldn't unsee it. I could not fucking unsee it. Like, I'm horrible with shit like that. If there's a smudge, a scratch, anything on the screen, dude, I'm fucked. Like, I can't not see it. I'm zeroing the fuck in on it. It could be hidden in someone's hair. In several points it was. Like, there was a scene where it was hidden in Zendaya's hair. Because it was like a close-up of her and Peter. And I was looking for it. I was like, it's there. I know it's there. It's still there. I know it's there. It's like, still fantastic. Still fantastic. I had notes on this shit, dude. Let me get into the shit I didn't like first. And then I'll roll into all the fucking positives. Because there's not a lot of shit I didn't like. Only 2 really, like, bad plot holes here for me. 3, really, and one of them's post-credits. They could have just pushed they had a button that would have just sent everybody back to their time at any point. They could have just pushed that button at any fucking point. Whole movie would be over. That's it. It's done. Bye. Put the button. Bye-bye. Second one. Sandman's motivations made no fucking sense. Said he wanted to go home, just wanted to see his daughter, but then every time the Spider-Mans would try to help him to go home and see his daughter, he would team up with Electro, who was specifically trying, as in his words, said, "Give me the box, I'm going to destroy it. Nobody's going home." Why would you help that dude if you're trying to go home? That's the only two really glaring plot holes for me. The third one I'll get into in a second. That's a Venom. Venom made no fucking sense. But above that, my main issue was, other than Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker constructing the anti-serum to cure the Green Goblin, they never fucking interacted. Yeah, he stabbed him at the end, but they never spoke. That bugged the holy fuck out of me. That's like his first... we did have the nice moment with Otto, where Peter and Otto were able to, chit-chat. "How are you, my boy?" "Trying to be better." Anytime he said the power of the sun in the palm of my hand, I got this big goofy smile. This cat is starting to really drive me crazy in here. All right, yeah, hold on. We're not doing this. Mic check, mic check, mic check. 1 2 1 2. We are back. The cat is in the bathroom. I am done with that. Not having that happen. I was finding a happy medium with him dancing around me and jingling his collar in my ear, and then he started jumping on shelves and knocking things over. Had to go. He can sit in the bathroom for 25 minutes. He'll probably roll through a whole roll of toilet paper. He tends to do that. It's whatever. Where was I? Anytime Otto said the power of the sun in the palm of my hand, I smiled like a little fucking kid. But it just bugged the holy piss out of me that there was never really an interaction between the Green Goblin and Tobey's Spider-Man. There really wasn't. Like, he saved his life. Yeah, that was a nice parallel, but they never fucking... He could have at least said, "Thank God for you, Peter," or something. Like, there was never an interaction between. They never spoke. He seemed like more attached to the MCU's Peter. Norman seemed like more attached to like Tom Holland's Peter. But he did make him cream his jeans when they were in the apartment and he was putting the cures together. And he built the thing for Otto's neurochip, and he was like, "Oh my God, you have the technology and the know-how." Oh. But yeah, that was just one thing that just really kind of bugged me. We saw Andrew interact with both his villains. Venom made no fucking sense. In the post-credit scene, Venom gets zapped the fuck out, but a little strain of symbiote stays, so we're going to get the symbiote suit probably and a Venom, but it's going to be a different Venom. No, dude, the only reason I'm even putting up with that Venom bullshit is for Tom Hardy. Give me Tom Hardy. He's the only good part of those movies. What are you talking about? Those movies, let's be honest, they stink. Let's fucking just give me the good parts of them. Why was he there for fucking... He got zapped in to learn about all this shit and then zapped out. It just... And how did he even get zapped in if he had no knowledge of who Peter Parker was? Once you start looking into the real nitty gritty, it can get okay, well, how'd this happen? Then why'd that happen? And then that's the bad part of the movie. That's why it's a 9, not a 9.5, not a 10. It's because if you really start trying to pull threads at it, it might crumble. It might, but it's held together well enough with such high highs. There's times where this movie goes to 11, and it just pulls the entire rest of the movie up. They did kind of schmaltz Doctor Strange. He's "Oh my God." He goofs up the spell, and then when he's trying to get the box back, Peter's besting him, but Benedict Cumberbatch is still just fantastic as Doctor Strange, and I think he's about to I saw someone tweet that he's about to step into the QB1 role now that Tony Stark's gone, and I'm all for it. I love the Doctor Strange movie. The MCU joke formula wearing a little bit thin, but for the most part, dude, I really enjoyed this movie. I really, really did. Like, again, like there's times it goes to 11. Anytime Andrew and Toby were on the screen, it was at 11, 12. I don't know why their chemistry was so good, but it was ridiculous. It's like actually all three of them. The chemistry between Tom, Andrew, and Toby, like it was ridiculous. And I really feel like I've been too hard on Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, dude. He was fucking awesome in this movie. He might have been, at least in this movie, my favorite one. Like, just from the moment he jumps through the portal and pulls the mask off, just leaks charm, bro. Oozes charm. Like, when he jumped. Zendaya was amazing, too. She's doing the karate stance around him, and prove it. He's hanging by his fucking fingers. Throws the bread at him. Fucking. You don't have the tingle thing? I do have the tingle thing, just not for bread. Like, all the little subtleties that Andrew Garfield had in this movie, like, they crack me the fuck up when he grabs Ned on the shoulder and gives him that little, like, nice job. Like, fan fucking tastic. Toby's still the best Spider-Man. That's not even a fucking comparison. Like, when he speaks as Peter Parker, it just feels right. You know what I mean? Like, even when he's under the suit and he's running and he's like, just FYI, Lizard Guy's here too. It's just like, all right, yeah, that my Spider-Man's back in action. My Spider-Man's back out there. And I can't believe that this is fucking happening. Lizard was kind of put on the bench with Sandman, be it Lizard didn't really have weird intentions. He was just like, well, he kind of did. I felt like he busted out of the truck for no reason and then threw Peter through a window and just ran away for no reason. That was kind of weird. But Norman happened to be on screen at that time as the Goblin, and that fight when they're throwing each other through the apartment is fucking wild. Absolutely wild. Willem Dafoe stole the show as the Green Goblin. Stole it. And that's no surprise. But what's surprising is that he did all his own stunts and is 66 years old and was just still killing shit like that. Alfred Molina, no surprise, did very well. They never really explained why Jamie Foxx has hair at all. They just kind of like, they addressed it, but they never really... they just said in this universe he's different. It just so happens that in this universe he's more confident and better looking, I guess. That's just how it is. They did have the funny scene where he's sitting there. Y'all just gonna act like I'm not butt-ass naked? Yeah. I am. Yeah, it would get really dark at times, too. There were some times when this would get really, really dark. Aunt May obviously dies. Just, a real, like, it had what I wanted. Like, I think when I spoke on this a couple weeks ago, I said, I hope that it doesn't feel like the other two. Because Homecoming's good, Far From Home's better. They feel like kid movies. Like, it's a Spider-Boy. He feels like in this is the first one where it feels like he's, like, really became Spider-Man now. Like, he's not, like... This isn't like it didn't have the high school schmaltz that I didn't want, and it had some of that in there, but it was so well acted between him and Zendaya that I didn't mind it. She really did a great job in this one. So did the dude who plays Ned. I don't remember his name. What else can I take away from it, dude? I'm all over the place. I bounced all over the place in this review. I'm assuming you've seen it or you didn't fucking stick around. That's where my mind's at. I want to see more from Toby, for sure. I mean, they left it open. Again, in my the first minute and a half I saw this, I thought he died. He does not die. Him and Andrew run over there, and he fucking helps him up, and he's like, yeah, I'm cool. I've been stabbed before. And when they get sent back to their universes, they're standing on their own, apart from each other. So Toby's cool. Toby's fine. I'm assuming the Goblin does not die now in his world because he's cured. I think Alfred still. I think I call them by their real name, like they're fucking. I call Alfred Molina, and I never call him Otto Octavius or Doc Ock. I never call him that. Even when I'm talking to people at work, I refer to him as Alfred, and they're like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Alfred Molina," and they're like, "Who the fuck is that?" And I'm like, "The dude who plays Doc Ock." And they're like, "Why do you know that?" And I'm like, "Why don't you know that?" This show stinks. This show stinks. But yeah, I want to see more from Toby. I want to see a Spider-Man 4. I want to see closure to that universe, to that world. Or keep bringing him in. Keep bringing him in via these MCU movies, these pop-ins. We're now exploring the multiverse. Let's keep him on the sideline, dude. And it's allegedly reported that Marvel wants Toby and Andrew back for Secret Wars, which I'm all fucking for, because again, Andrew Garfield completely won me over in this movie, dude. Completely. Like, I really wish his movies were not dog shit plot, no focus, kind of shitty writing. Best part of the movie being Gwen and Peter scenes, and that's only because of the chemistry between the two actors in real life, not even anything to do with like the writing. I wish those movies were not dog shit. I wish everything around him except for Emma Stone in those movies was not dog shit, because he deserves better as Spider-Man in either a movie or a Disney Plus, HBO Max, Netflix series. Like, I need to see more Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man, dude. He was that good in this fucking movie. He was that good in here. He obviously had his redemption where he was able to save MJ. I think we all saw that coming, like, soon as the trailer came out. Even though in the trailer Peter's right there about to catch her, we all knew, like, no, something's gonna happen. Something does happen. Goblin fucking hits him. Andrew saves her. Amazing. I really don't know what else I could say on it. It is a complete and total reset for Peter Parker in the MCU, and I'm kind of hype about it. Nobody remembers who Peter Parker is now. Nobody. I think they remember who Spider-Man is. So I think they remember Spider-Man fighting alongside them in those, like, in Infinity War and Endgame and Civil War. I think they'll remember Spider-Man, but they won't remember Peter Parker. So, like, Pepper, Happy, none of them remember him. Which honestly is cool, because we see him completely total. He's broke Peter Parker now, and it's believable. Like, the main problem a lot of people had with this rendition of Peter Parker was that there's no way this dude would be broke or have any struggle of any kind. He's Tony Stark's fucking protege. Even in this movie, it's like, there's a line in the beginning of the movie where he's like, I'm broke. And it's like, how, dude? Happy's always around. Pepper's still around. Tony would be furious if he knew he was gone and you were still struggling. There's no way. There's no way. The dude figured out time travel because he saw a picture of you in his kitchen. No. No. It's not believable, but they completely reset it. He gets rid of the Stark tech. He gets inspired by his two alternate Spider-Man brethren, and he goes back to the classic red and white cloth suit. It looks like probably the closest actual comic-to-screen Spider-Man suit we've had. And, yeah, dude. I'm excited to see where it goes. It looks like they're literally just walling. It looks like they're walling Spider-Man and Peter Parker off in New York, and just he's going to have Spider-Man adventures there now. I'm excited for it. So, yeah, go see this shit, dude. Go see this shit. I can't believe they got me back invested in this shit now. Because now, like, I'm looking forward to the Doctor Strange movie. I want to see what they're doing with this multiverse more. I'm about to tune in to fucking Hawkeye, because it seems like the end of Spider-Man and the timeline of when Hawkeye is running is going to kind of run into each other. And Wilson Fisk, Kingpin, has just been announced. So, like, I love when Spider-Man interacts with Kingpin. I'm back in now, dude. After Endgame, when RDJ died, dude, I was done. Or when they killed Tony Stark, dude, I was done. I was like, all right. It was a good, like, 10-year run, 20-some movies. They fucking killed it. They'll never be able to repeat this. I'm done. Kevin Feige's building a fucking dynasty over there, dude. It's crazy. Dude's an evil fucking warlock comic book magician. It's madness. Madness. Tom Holland was really fucking good in that movie. I can't emphasize that enough. He was fucking really, really good. There's a lot of Tom Holland hate out there, but he was really good. What else do we have to discuss on this loaded episode of the TSP? Love when Toby comes through the fucking portal and Ned's grandma just winks at him and starts giggling like I was doing. Like I was giggling because I was like, dude, that music started playing. Like my childhood walked through that portal. What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? There was literally like a 70-some-year-old woman in front of me who I assume her and her husband were only there to see Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. They literally slept until Andrew Garfield showed up and the crowd started clapping a little bit. Which, by the way, I led the charge for the Andrew clap. Our crowd stunk, dude. Nobody barely laughed. I laughed at 3 jokes that nobody else laughed at. The claps for Andrew and Toby were weak as fuck. It was kind of poo-poo dookie shit in the fucking theater. It was dead in there, dude. I was kind of disappointed. At least there was some clapping when there needed to be some clapping, but my God, a lot of jokes went over everybody else's head. There was one I went, nah, and there was nobody else to laugh. Nobody else. And Ben and Ben laughed, but when Ben is in a movie theater, Ben recognizes something as humor and will laugh internally and won't let it out externally. So he looks at me and has a smile on his face, but he's like, what the fuck, you were the only one that made noise. I was like, I know. Jesus, sweet baby Jesus. Being an interactive crowd, dude, this movie was meant to get the crowd engaged and going and be a fan service. I'm the only one in there that was like, yeah! And I knew what was coming. All right, enough on that shit. Enough on that shit. I think that's fucking 30 minutes on Spider-Man. That's enough. That's enough. I just can't fucking believe it. They keep fucking hooking me on with this shit. God, MCU just is insane. Absolutely insane. What also is insane is that COVID's been on a fucking run, dude. 20 games in a row, all triple doubles. They got 3 NFL games postponed, NBA games postponed. Omicron's turning people into Transformers. COVID's been on a fucking run, dude. It's insanity. I don't know how, knock on wood. Probably going to happen right after this pod now. I don't know how. It's been this long that we've been in this COVID situation, and I work in a public environment. I work in a supermarket. I go to the public gym regularly, and I've been able to avoid COVID this long. So I'm very, very grateful for that. Obviously, I think I'm doing something right in my wellness. Take zinc, vitamin C, drink water, exercise, do all those things. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. And enjoy the holidays, man. All that shit. I don't know if we're getting out of here yet, but we're damn near close. I'm going to miss you guys. It's not going to be long. I realize it's only going to be fucking a month. Not even that long. But, yeah, I just got some things going on in between the ears right now, and it's getting kind of hard for me to come in here and act like there's not some things going on in between the ears for me right now. So I just want to fix that, situate that, and then bounce back better than ever in 2022. So I'm all for it. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for the fight ahead, boys. Football talk's still coming hot and heavy, dude. Football talk's still coming hot and heavy. That's a completely different part of the brain for me, too. When I'm able to just sit down with Matt and just talk about football, that's a completely different brain muscle for me than podcasting. And yeah, we're getting into the playoffs with that, dude. That's about to start getting really, really, really exciting. This football season has kind of flown by. Hopefully COVID and Omicron and all the Decepticons does not completely derail it and turn it into a fucking shit show. But, yeah, keep tuning into Football Talk. Subscribe to the YouTube, Trey Smith TV. Subscribe, hit the bell button, like, do all that motherfucking promotional jazz, baby. Follow the Instagram, SmithTrey7, Twitter, SmithTrey7. Look out for more things coming on the YouTube. I might do some little things here and there on the YouTube during the break if I'm able to kind of get my footing over there a little bit better. And again, man, before we get out of here, just can't say enough how much I appreciate you if you listen, if you watch Football Talk, if you're going to watch it going forward, if you're listening right now, if you've listened in the past, if you don't listen consistently, if you tune in to make jokes, if you listen from if you don't like subscribe to any of the social medias and you like from afar, I still appreciate you, man. I appreciate you all the same, and can't wait to see you guys next year. Let's fucking storm into 2022, dudes. Fucking seize it. But I just got some things, as I said before, going on in between the ears that I need to really kind of sit with and sort out. And maybe I'll get into that more on the other side of the break. But what is my phone blowing up for? My lord. Completely derailed. I'm trying to wrap up the pod, fool! You fool! Stop fucking messaging me! Love you guys. I'll catch you next time. We'll see you next year. Till then.